Hello everyone, today we're going to prepare a South Indian dish which is called dahi vada. It's very popular in South India, but it's also very popular in North India too. So the main ingredient for dahi vada is Urid dal, which we're going to wash and soak for a couple of hours. And then we're going to actually wash curry leaves, we're going to chop ginger, chilies, and then we're going to sort of cover the vadas in yogurt once it's deep fried. So we'll cover it in yogurt with blueberries, pomegranate, also chaat masala, so masala which is sort of quite earthy, which adds a really nice flavour to the dish. We're also going to add cilantro, so cilantro is another name for coriander, and also mint leaves, and then we're going to finish it off with tamarind chutney, so watch your space. So what I've done now, I've actually got 1 cup of Urid dal and I've placed it in the bowl over here. You can see that I've actually added some water. I've actually washed the Urid dal and I've actually drained the water from the Urid dal. I've added some water and I've soaked it overnight. What you can do instead of soaking it overnight, if you're constrained for time, you can actually soak it for a couple of hours and that will be sufficient. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the Urid dal in the NutriBullet now, and then I'm going to blitz it up. What you can do is also actually add the ginger and the chili at this point to blitz it all together. But what I'm going to do with the ginger and the chili, I'm actually going to use the pestle and mortar. So this is actually traditionally used in India. The reason why I'm not putting it in the NutriBullet is because if you want to really exude or extract the flavour from the ginger and chili, it's really good to use the pestle and mortar because it really releases the juice to give it that extra flavour when it comes to frying. So that's what I'm going to do. So you can see here, I am actually going to place the Urid dal in the NutriBullet like so. You might find that actually when you're blitzing it, it might be quite difficult to blitz. So what you can do, you can actually add some water. So if I show you what I mean, is like if I was to sort of close this like so, and I was to blitz it up, at the bottom is that it's actually it's blitzed, but you can still see the pieces at the top. So when that does actually happen, what you can do is add a wee bit of water, maybe a couple of spoons, and that would be sufficient. So when you do add some water, it will actually blitz the whole thing. What I normally do is actually, I don't just use the NutriBullet, but I do also use this machine as well. If you find maybe, if you want the consistency to be quite coarse and not so thin, you can actually use something like this to actually blend it. So I am going to show you both. So now I'm going to use this handheld mixer to be able to sort of blitz the Urid dal. You can see it's giving that coarse texture, but after some time it will actually smoothen the texture of the mixture. So you can see. So you can see I've actually blitzed the mixture now. So what I am going to do is I am going to mix the other mixture that I had together to sort of bind it all together. The reason why I have another mixture is because I just wanted to show how it is using the NutriBullet, but I also wanted to show you how to use a handheld mixture. So whether you've got a NutriBullet or whether you've got a handheld mixer, it's perfectly fine. So I'm going to mix it together now. You can see now I'm actually chopping the chilies. It's up to you how many chilies you want to put in. You can put maybe 2 or 3. I'm actually putting 2 chilies in the mixture. And I want also, you can see that I've actually peeled the ginger. I peeled it, I washed it, and I'm actually going to crush it in the pestle and mortar. If you find that the pieces are sort of quite big, you could just always chop them up like so, and then you can just pop them in, and then you can just crush them. And then once it's crushed, it might take a bit of time, you're just going to crush, like so. Once it's crushed, you just add it to the actual mixture itself. here we are, we have the mixture over here, which is the Urid dhal mixture. We've also got the ginger over here, which I'm going to show you. We've got the ginger, which I've actually crushed using the pestle and mortar. I'm heating up the oil as well, so this is the consistency or the level of oil that you need in your pan. So it's going to be deep fried, so that's that. And then also we've got the coriander over here, which has been grown by my mother in her garden. So it is organic. We've got the coriander over here. And we've also got the mint and also the chilies as well. Yep, it's all been grown by my mother. So I'm gonna mention my mother, you know, amazing job that she's done in her allotment. So she's grown all these wonderful herbs for me to use. So what I'm going to do now is now I've added the ginger and the chili, I'm going to add the curry leaves. So I've added the curry leaves. Now what I'm doing, I'm adding the salt. You can actually add for 1 cup of Urid dhal, you can actually add 2 teaspoons of salt. And then once that's added into the mixture, you just mix it together, mix. And then once that's done, what you can do is to start frying. And I'm going to show you how to fry this. It's very easy, very simple. You don't need any spatula to fry this. You can use a spoon, and you can use another spoon to sort of scoop it off into the frying pan, but I am not actually going to be doing that. I'll be showing you exactly how to do it. So here we are. I've added the curry leaves. Now what I'm doing, I'm adding the salt. You can actually add for 1 cup of Urid dhal, you can actually add 2 teaspoons of salt. And then once that's added into the mixture, you just mix it together, mix. And then once that's done, what you can do is to start frying. And I'm going to show you how to fry this. It's very easy, very simple. You don't need any spatula to fry this. You can use a spoon, and you can use another spoon to sort of scoop it off into the frying pan, but I am not actually going to be doing that. I'll be showing you exactly how to do it. So here we are. You just pick it up with your hand like so, and then you just put it in the oil like that. It's very easy, very simple, and you can see how it's nicely being fried, and then the texture, well, the colour of the dumpling should really be brown, but you have to be very careful that you don't make the oil too hot, because if it's too hot, it will cook on the outside and it will just stay uncooked in the inside. So you want it to cook through nicely throughout the dumpling itself. So now what I'm going to do is actually prepare the chutney to complement the dahi vada. So what I'm going to do is add a handful of grapes. It's actually quite you might be quite surprised that I'm actually using grapes for chutney, but it's actually one of my favourites, and it complements samosas, pakoras, and obviously dahi vadas as well. So what I've done is I've actually placed the grapes in the NutriBullet. Also some mint, and also some coriander. Here we are, that should be enough, like so. You can see it's just full of greens, it's just full of iron, nutritional for your health. And I'm just going to add some ginger, and also some maybe chili as well. Just a little bit, not too much. I'm just going to peel the ginger. So we have a few guests over here. We have my niece over here, Maria. Maria, I just want to know sort of what has the experience been like so far?
It's been amazing.
Yeah, what was your
I
favourite?
already know a lot right now.
Oh, that's really good. And would you say that you've learned something as a result of this?
Yeah.
And what would you say is your favourite bit of the whole process?
When you blended the, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, the what else?
Yeah.
The mixture and the frying and then adding the curry leaves and the ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really
Kind
good.
of smells like pumpkin though.
Really? It does? Okay. What about yourself, Harry? What would you say? I think you've been a great sport in sort of getting rid of the pomegranate and the blueberries. You absolutely love blueberries. So yeah, I've just done a second batch. But you can see how the wanas have actually formed, round balls, like ladoos, but they're actually savoury, made from Urid, which is very popular, as I mentioned, in South India, but also very popular in North India too. So I'm going to show you the sort of final piece.
It looks so yummy.
You can see how I'm just cutting the coriander. This is for the garnish. I'm going to place this over here, like so, and then the mint. And now what we're going to do, like so, and what we're going to do, soak, like so, like this, and then we're going to drain it. The reason why we do this because we want to because actually it is quite sort of crunchy on the inside and crunchy on the outside. So traditionally what is normally done is actually we heat up the water and we place the dumplings into the hot water and then we're going to actually drain it out, like so. Empty that out. And now what we're going to do, we're going to actually now plate it up. So I'm just going to move this to the side.
Go.
So can you see how this is being plated up? And then what we so what we're going to do is add chaat masala. So this is a masala which is actually available at any Oriental or Asian shop. It's a mixture of all herbs, which is quite good. So you can actually add that, like so. Yeah, pink Himalayan salt. So here we are. We added the chaat masala. This is actually made from ground flour. It gives it that nice crunch to the dish. So we're going to add this like so. And then this is the sauce that I made earlier on, if you remember.
If you want to make it, right here.
So this is what is called dahi vada, which is very popular in South India, but also in North India with a bit of a twist. So here we are.